Hey everyone, my name is Amanda, and welcome to my brand spanking new YouTube channel called The Things I Do for My Health. And because I am a new content creator, I would appreciate if you could please show this girl some love by liking and subscribing to my channel so that the YouTube algorithm can share this video out far and wide to others who also may be interested in the things that I do and have to say. So when I was in my 30s, I realized that while it is good to have good healthcare insurance cover, it would be even better to have good health that didn't require healthcare insurance. And so I decided to start looking at my health and looking at what supplements I was taking and what I was doing that could be affecting my health because I wanted to try and get into old age as healthy as possible. I've been in hospitals, I've seen people in hospitals, and for me, it was a matter of it doesn't matter how good your healthcare insurance is. I don't want to have good healthcare insurance and I'm lying in a hospital bed where doctors may not know what's going on. They don't know what's happening. They're running tests. They're trying one procedure. They'll say, oh, it's this. And then they will do something. And then it turns out, no, it wasn't that. And then they need to do something else. And it can go on and on. And it can be very discomforting. It can be very scary. And I don't want that to happen to me. So I then decided that I need to have a look at what I'm doing with my life. And, at the end of the day, let's be honest, we've all got an expiry date. We cannot avoid that. But I want as good a quality of life as what I can have before I reach that date. And so I want to share with you what I do for my health. I mean, everything I'm doing is not necessarily right. I might be doing things that are wrong, but I do things by trial and error. So I will try things and I will use myself as a guinea pig, for testing certain products, testing certain things. And I don't mind that. I actually kind of enjoy the challenges of doing these sort of things. Anything that I think that might benefit my health, I'll give it a try. I'm game for it and I'm here for it. So, some of my existing experiences, some of you may be able to identify with, or maybe some of the things I've been through and I've tried, you've been wanting to try, or you've heard about, and now you get to see somebody else try it first. Some of you may just be here for a good laugh of seeing things that I do and try and be like, I'm never going to do that. That's fine. That's okay. I'm just so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you're watching. Just as a disclaimer, though, I am not a medical practitioner. I am not giving any advice to anyone on this channel. I'm simply showing you what I do for my health, and things that I do may not even work for me. And I'm here to tell you that. I'm here to tell you what I've done, what I have noticed didn't work for me, or even some things that I noticed did work for me. But also just keep in mind what works for me or doesn't work for me may be the opposite for you. So, I read up on certain things that I've tried where people said, "Oh, this was amazing," and then I'm like, "Great, let me do it," and then I do it, I'm like, I don't notice anything. So I just want to share my experiences. And I would even love to see in your comments below. Maybe it's things that you've tried for yourself and you've had opposite results to what I'm telling you about. That's great. I will enjoy the interaction. It'll be lovely to know what other people have experienced as well. Now, as we all probably know, it can be very expensive to be healthy. And it can also be difficult to know where do you start. It can be very intimidating. And I've also seen a lot of people comment on other videos where they say, we're told, do this. And then you're told for the same thing, don't do that. Or supplements, take this supplement. And then other videos can be like, be careful, this supplement can kill you. And people are like, we don't know what to do. We're being told all over the show of this is good, but it's also bad, and it's like eat your vegetables. Oh, but vegetables are filled of oxalates, which are very bad for you. So people get very frustrated. I was also in the similar boat where I'm like, I don't know what to do. That is why I decided to forge my own path and look at things myself and not to be intimidated by negative things that I've heard, try things out for myself. So that is where I am in my life with the journey that I'm taking. And my journey started off with subtle changes. So, yes, it can be intimidating, it can be expensive. People will be like, I want to be healthy, I don't know where to start. And their health journey pretty much stops at the beginning because it's a matter of, I want to be healthy. You go to the shops, you look at everything, you can be like, I don't know where to start. And you start looking at all the prices and you're like, I can't do this because I don't know where I'm starting. I don't have all the money to spend on all of the stuff. And the thing is, you don't need to start with doing everything all at once. It's subtle changes. You just start with a small thing here or there, and then as you go along, you just start changing things more and more and more. So it can start from just changing some of the foods you eat to adding some supplements until eventually it even comes down to your healthcare products that you use on your body to the cleaning products that you use in your home. So it is a journey that starts with a single step until one day you look back and then you'd be like, oh my goodness, when you actually look at everything, you actually take stock of your life, you'd be like, wow, there are actually so many changes in my life that I didn't even realize I'd made, where pretty much everything I'm using now is good for me. And it's a never ending journey. It's always going to carry on. Um, there's going to be new products that are coming out, and also as you get older, there are going to be new ailments that you need to look at, certain things that you need to maybe add or change in your existing regime. Also, changing thoughts and habits, especially like when you're at the very beginning, when you're starting, it can be very difficult purely because of what we've been brought up thinking about something. And it's not even things that have been necessarily taught to us. It's things that we've just grown up hearing on the radio or you see constantly pushed in movies or on the media or whatnot. And so there's certain things that you just have subconsciously believed is either bad for you or subconsciously believe that doing a certain thing or taking certain um, products is the only way to go until that gets challenged. And you mustn't be afraid of being challenged. I've been challenged so much, and things that I used to believe were good or bad, I've now completely done a switch on it. And I'm the opposite. In fact, I'm pretty much at the stage now, I think, where some people think, what's the word, a quack. People might consider me to be a quack or a bit of a, um, you know, like odd in the sense that a lot of my thoughts and belief on certain health issues completely go against the flow to what is considered the normal way of thought. And so I'm constantly challenging things of when it comes to my health, of what I will consume and what I will do, and which is a good place to be when you're not just accepting what's told to you simply because um, that's just the way it is. That's just what everyone thinks. That's the way it should go. No, this is your health. This is not anyone else's health. You need to do what is good for your health because you're the one that has to live in your body when you're older and when it's breaking. Nobody else is going to be dealing with those sort of problems that you have to deal with. A part of my thinking came from the fact that I learned very young in life that so much of what we're told is good or bad for us is constantly changing. And I don't know if any of you can relate when it comes to seeing in the media, like when I was younger, I remember like, oh, vitamin E is good to put on scars and it helps with scar healing. And my mum actually used to use it when she had an operation and she took some vitamin E oil tablets and she cut it open and she rub it on her scars. And I'm like, okay, obviously that's good for you. Then a while later, I came across an article where it said it actually turns out that vitamin E oil is bad for scarring, that you shouldn't use it. I'm like, oh my word, that's terrible. Like, yeah, my mom was using it and now it's bad for you. But then a couple of years later, I came across that it's good. And that it actually is really good for you. And I'm like, how it wasn't about, you know, it's not good for you, or I mean it's not great. It's okay. It wasn't that. It was went straight from it's good to it's terrible. Stay away from it for scarring to it's great again. I'm like, and that was when I realized that the people telling us things themselves didn't always really know, or they were uncertain. And unfortunately, they were putting forward information before they were even certain of it, that they had to keep flip flopping on it. But then, as well as I got older, I realized it wasn't necessarily that they didn't know, but that there was possibly an agenda behind it. An agenda where something needed to get pushed. So, in order for something to get pushed, something else had to be demonized for it. And I've just learned so much on this journey of things that I originally thought were bad for me, that that's not the case. It's actually good for you, but maybe with a moderation or taken with something else, or it is a constant learning journey that I've been going through. So it's brought me to a point now where whatever I read, I decide for myself. It's not a matter of I get told this and I just accept it. I will generally go and look it up in other sources. If I've come across something for the first time, I will check it out first. I'll just see who else is talking about it. There are a number of doctors and medical professionals that I do follow online. While a lot of them concur with each other on certain things, um, even though I follow them, even though I respect them, there may even be one or two things that they say that I don't agree with. Being a medical doctor doesn't mean I'm just, going to follow them blindly. I'm going to check it out for myself. So even these same doctors, I can agree with them, but I can also disagree with them. I can be like, okay, they've said this about that. That's fine. Maybe what they've said does work for some people. It doesn't work for me. So let me first deal with a few personal questions that you might be asking yourself about me. Who am I? Why am I doing this? Why should you listen? Things like that. Well, firstly, you don't have to listen. I really am nobody in the health industry. I'm just somebody who got interested in health a couple of years ago. So let me just take you back a couple of years. So I was born and raised in South Africa to immigrant parents who came from Ireland and England. And I started my own health shop a number of years ago because I was interested in health. And so um, I sold, some health foods, some home care cleaning products, some body care products. That was a great way for me to learn about different things that are out there. But the thing is, even though I had this health shop, I think I had it for about 4 or 5 years. Even though I had this health shop, even now, a couple of years later, there is still so much that I'm learning. So I really enjoy good health. I really enjoy finding out about these sort of things. Um, So yeah, I said I was raised in South Africa. Nearly 7 years ago, my husband and I decided to move to Ireland. My dad is from Ireland, and I've just always wanted to come to Ireland. My children at that stage were practically grown. My daughter was in her last literal 3 months of high school. So let's just deal with the elephant in the room. I am 46 years old and my children are 26 and 24 years old. My daughter lives in Ireland with us. My son is still in South Africa, where he's very happy. He's a high school teacher, absolutely loves it. So he's not really interested in moving over. So that is a little bit about me on that side. Now, you might also be watching this video wondering what is going on with her hair. And you can see I've got grays that are coming out, and I can promise you that is deliberate. So I noticed a trend that was going on last year where a lot of women younger than me were growing out their hair, and it actually made me feel better as well when I saw these like 30 something years old with like full set of gray hair. And I remember seeing my first gray hair when I was 33, and that was very shocking, that was very scary. And so I was dyeing my hair up until recently, but I eventually started using natural hair colorants, not the off the shelf colorants that you just get in the shops. So I had to make sure it was natural. And although I was originally blonde for a couple of years, I then favored like a nice dark brown color. And to be honest, I still very much miss that color. Sometimes I look at pictures, I'm like, do I just go back to that? But at the same time, I'm also enjoying this journey that I'm going on. So it was the 19th of February last year was when I last dyed my hair. So you can see that it's grown out. What's it to about here maybe? Um, I think that I was expecting maybe it to be a bit more. From what I could see, a lot of the women who've been growing their grey hair out, it took about 2 years for it to grow out to a nice kind of length. But then they would kind of cut their hair to meet where the grey was. I don't know if I don't think I'd ever cut my hair back short again. I have been short before. I much prefer having some length. So yeah, that is what is going on with me here. I am wanting to see, I'm letting it grow out because I want to see what it'll look like, where it's obviously going to save on costs with regards to buying hair dye. It's going to save on the time and effort of having to touch up my roots every couple of weeks, which is a pain in the backside. It was a pain for me until I passed um, the duty of coloring my hair over to my daughter, and then she started hating it. It was just obviously easier just to have someone stand and they can actually see where to color as opposed to trying to do it yourself. Anyway, so that is what is going on with me. 46 years old, letting all the gray grow out. Maybe it's going to make me look older. Maybe after another year, I'll be like, I want to rather just go back to dyeing it again. Who knows? For now, that's part of my healthcare journey. I am farsighted, and trying to fix my eyesight is something that I'm also challenging myself to do. There are a few things that I'm doing and a few things that I'm taking just to see if I can actually improve on the deterioration of my eyes that's going on, um, and maybe even reverse having to need to wear glasses. So yeah, so that is all part of the journey that I'm on, that I'm hoping that you'll find interesting and that you'll follow me with. I would just like to invite you to join me on my journey of the things that I do for my health. And same, if you have got um, anything that you would like to put in the comments about things you are going through, and maybe you want to know what I would do for my health in those situations, or if there are any products or any remedies or anything that you might suggest that you want me to try or you want me to look into, I'm totally game for that. I enjoy looking into new things. So leave a comment below, like and subscribe if you are interested to follow me. That would be fantastic. I would really appreciate it. And thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.